legislature. This is the General Assembly, and this particular room had its first session in 1892. Now, as far as art and architecture, this was during a time called Victorian Age. Queen Victoria was on the throne in Britain, and there was a lot of decoration, and a lot of gold, and a lot of rich sort of opulence, if you will. And you can see the gold that's on the very top of the column, reaching up to the ceiling. And over here, in the middle of the room, you see the gold chandelier. This was hung by the Thomas Edison Lighting Company. Now, as you may or may not know, Thomas Edison was the inventor of the light bulb. And the light bulb at the time was only 13 years old. We take it for granted today because we've had it all our lives. But this was very much of a new invention at that time. So you see how many light bulbs there are in there. I think they were trying to make a statement saying this is going to be an invention that's going to stick around for quite a while. And sure enough, it has. Now, if you notice along the rims, you see a mask or masks. That is of the Roman god Jupiter, who was the chief god in Roman mythology, but he was also the god of lightning and thunder and justice. Now that kind of shakes out differently in other types of mythology, in Greek mythology, in Nordic mythology, and every other type of mythology. But in Roman mythology, that's how that works out. Now you'll notice that there are two parts of the sconces. I was talking to you about different types of energy before. The lower light bulbs mimic what's in the chandelier over here, the electric light bulb. But the top would be gas lights, and that was the previous form of energy that had been harnessed. Now you'll notice at the top of the arch there, you see our state seal. Slightly different coloring here and there in terms of the garments, but still represent the same thing. We're going to see our state seal in a different way when we go over into the Senate chamber. Now on either side of the arch, see a list or a roster of names. There are 80 members who serve in this particular room. 2 for each of the 40 legislative districts. 21 counties, 40 legislative districts. How does that work out? In the 1960s, the United States Supreme Court handed down a number of decisions with regards to representation in government. They said that representation should be based on population and not on land mix. So all of the United States redistricted according to that thought. Here in New Jersey, we redistricted into 40 legislative districts. Each of those districts has approximately 210,000 residents. Every 10 years, we have the census, or a count of the entire nation's population. And it's very important for us to become a part of that process because that helps in the influencing of reestablishing those lines every 10 years.